Your Excellency,
this colloquium is the climax of activities marking the 60th anniversary of the Midwest referendum, which birthed the present Edo and Delta states. Incidentally, the celebrations coincide with the 32nd anniversary of Edo State. For Governor Godwin Obaseki, the agitations from the Midwest referendum are far from being fulfilled.
our journey is far from over. We must continue to work together to overcome challenges, build on our successes, and sustain collaboration towards building a strong and viral region. 60 years after the referendum, we are still bedeviled with numerous socio-economic challenges which require a reset of the institutions and structures that propped the region up in the first place.
The opening remarks by Mr. Obaseki sets the tone for the discussions. Panelists delve into the impact of referendums amid present calls for restructuring Nigeria.
In a thoroughgoing federal government, the powers that inhere in the states cannot be taken over by the federal government. If those powers are taken over, the system ceases to be federal. Countries that adopt the federal principles don't need to comply with the textbook prescriptions. They should only use these principles as guidelines for working out what is best for them.
The military in 1966 killed federalism and imposed unitarism. Unitarism is the direct opposite of federalism. There's a key element there which we must recognize, which is supposed to sustain the next phase of the struggle. That key element is what we call derivation. That in a federal arrangement, the constituent units have control over their own resources, out of which they pay a tax to run a central government.
His Excellency, the Comrade, Senator Adams Aliu Oshomole.
There is time for goodwill messages from former Edo State governors, Senator Adams Oshomole and Professor Oserime Osumbo. Their messages did not deviate from the topic of restructuring.
If we were still under Western Nigeria, will a small man like me have become the governor of this state? Maybe Obaseki can because he's taller and he's maybe Osumbo. So I think that it is not exactly a failure. Maybe there is a gap as usual between what we could be and where we are, but obviously we are a lot better off. I will have to defend it and protect it.
There has been talk about restructuring, and I agree that we need restructuring, resource control, fiscal federalism, and what have you. But the resistance that we are experiencing is due to the fact that when people have become accustomed to enjoying advantages, they will fight to retain those advantages.
It's been 60 years since the Midwest referendum, where the Midwest region was carved out from the old Western region. Today, many of the state actors from the Midwest region, now South Nigeria, believe that the clamor for restructuring of the Nigerian state should remain in the front burner.
Another round of applause again for them.